What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer, then welcome to the channel. We are going to change the way that you guys trade and perform in the stock market. That's why this channel is here, to help you guys out for free. Listen up. This is our watch list for Monday, November 14th. Okay, and I send these watch lists out for you guys free for every single day. Every single weekday that the stock market is open, you will get these watch lists for me for free. I have a couple things before we jump into this watch list. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold, so make sure you're following me there. You can leave comments down below. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe down below. This channel is going to change the way that you guys trade. The important part is click that bell. That bell gives you the notifications, sends you out the notifications for when I put these videos out, like I said, for free every single day. I also have a Discord, Griswold Trading Discord. That link is in the description below. Get in on that Discord, and everything that I offer you guys for free or fee-based can be found in that Discord. A bunch of it can be found in the description, and a bunch of it can be found on my pinned tweet on Twitter. But 95% of that room, that Discord room, is free for you guys. There is a paid portion of it. It's $50 a month, and it gets you more than enough to cover that. You get a Strat indicator that I've created. It gives you live trade bots on SPY and a bunch of other different tickers, so you don't have to go looking for the trades. They come directly to you. And then I also do one-on-ones for all of my group members, and then we also do group meets together. So make sure you're checking out that Discord. That link is in the description below. A few more things. The screen you're looking at here, guys, that's TradingView. So I use TradingView to chart everything that I do. If you're looking for something similar, in the description down below, there's a link for a free 30-day trial to their subscription-based services. So make sure you're clicking on that link and getting in on that free 30-day subscription service for TradingView. And at the end of it, or even halfway through or whatever, if you still want to use that subscription service, you'll get up to $30 off of that subscription, depending on which one you choose. So make sure you take me up on that free offer, that free 30-day trial. And the last thing I want to discuss, and then we'll jump into the watch list, are the ads that pop up. And I want to thank you guys and say I appreciate you very much for letting those ads roll through, because those advertisers are paying for this stuff to be free. So again, thank you very much for letting those ads roll through, letting the advertisers pay for your education and pay for me to do this stuff for you guys. Let's get started on this watch list. First one, and let me say, there's not a lot of great setups. So a lot of times Rob Smith, the creator of the Strat, will say, let them open up on Monday. And what he means by that is we don't necessarily know what's going to happen on a Monday. So this weekly time frame continuity is not necessarily going to be green on Monday. This daily is not going to be red on Monday, okay? Whichever way we go on Monday, obviously that day in the week will all be the same, but a lot of times he says let them open up. So there are some plays, there are some setups that we can look at, and if you guys are struggling with the day trade setups, then I'm going to tell you guys to go look at intraday stuff. Look for those 2-2 reversals on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute, on the 5-minute. Look for the inside bars or the 3-1 setups on the same 5, 15, 30, 31. Or if you're in the Discord with the Griswold Gold members, you get those inside bar setups for free. Let's get started here. American Airlines is the first one I've got on the list. So American Airlines has a 2-up that finished red. And what I mean by a 2-up, so a 2, you can see here, number 2 there, that's part of the indicator that I've created, as is the time frame continuity and a bunch of other things. So we have a 2-up that finished red. So a 2-up is a directional candle. And when we have that 2-up that finishes red, that gives me a higher probability that we're going to trend down on the following candle. Now again, could be the 15, could be the 30. We're looking at it off the daily. So we set our triggers and our targets on the higher time frame, and we manage on a lower time frame. So we have that 2-up finished red, gives me a higher probability that this trade is going to trend down. So we can look for puts at $14.72, and then our targets just get marked out at the bottom of the preceding wicks. We move on to BA, that's Boeing Company. So Boeing, here's that inside bar. So when we talk about inside bars, and you notice it's painted yellow. That's, again, part of my strat indicator that I've created. All the strat indicators wrapped into one for you guys for your convenience. So we have two things here, three things actually. Number one, we've got an inside bar, actionable signal. Number two, we've got a hammer candle, meaning we have this big body at the top and the long wick to the bottom. That is also an actionable signal, a hammer candle. And when we have the inverse of that, a shooter candle or an inverse hammer with the body at the bottom, that is also an actionable signal. So we have an inside bar, we have a shooter candle, and we have a really great time frame to the upside. Now, this could really go both ways still, and it doesn't matter. We can look for calls at 178.03, puts at 172.99. Now, when you see these yellow bars, guys, you see the inside bars, I'm going to tell you what that means. So basically, an inside bar or a one bar, you can see down here, is a consolidation candle. It means the bears don't know if they're taking it, or the bulls don't know if they're taking it. It's a tightening range. It does not break the high or the low of the previous candle. What's consolidating, it's tightening, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And when we have that, I want you guys to think of like a jack in the box or like a spring being tightened and loaded. And if that spring was to be released, it would jump to one direction or the other. And that's essentially what should happen on an inside bar. Now, I say should because, as I always talk about, we always look at the probability of trades and strategies. And every strategy and every trade you take is based off a probability of what's going to happen next. Now, we trade what is currently happening, but when we're looking for the setup, that is the probability. And so when there's probability, there is risk. And the best traders are the best risk managers. Let's go back in time to see what happened on the last inside bar we had. We broke. And yes, you would have won on this trade. We didn't hit targets, but there was still a gain there. Now, we expected to hit targets like we did here. We triggered down to the downside of this inside bar, and we hit targets. Okay, so that's what we expect to happen. We expect to hit triggers, and if we do, then we expect to hit the target. So that's what we'll look for on this inside bar that we have on Boeing. DIA, the diamonds, 2 up red. We talked about those. We are also close to the top of a broadening formation as we were on BA as well. But I'm going to look for puts here at 334.14. And first targets, I'll change that to green for myself and all of you guys. First targets at 331.88. We'll move on to Coke. That's ticker symbol KO. Same thing. 2 up red. We're going to look for puts at 60.21 on Coca-Cola. Pfizer, 2 down that finished green. We can call that a hammer candle. So again, opposite of the 2 up that finished red, we had a 2 down, but it finished green. So again, I'm looking for the probability of this thing to trend to the upside. And what you notice here is these 2 pink lines. That's a little different from everything else. Those 2 pink lines represent the weekly chart. As you can see here, this yellow circle, that represents an inside bar in the weekly. So if we go to the weekly time frame, you can see we've got that inside bar hammer candle. So we go back to the day. We're looking for this to trend up is what we're looking for it to do. So we're looking for calls at 47.70, and then our first target is actually the trigger for us to go 2 up on the week. So Pfizer, something you should definitely be watching next week. It's a domino effect. We go 2 up on the day, we go 2 up on the week. We are already 2 up on the month. Okay? Procter & Gamble, inside bar for PG as well. So we can look for calls on PG at 141.63, puts at 139.11. WFC 2 up red. We went through these at the beginning of the video. Puts at $47.33. First targets marked out. If this is helping you guys out, if this is informative, if something you want to actually, continue to look at, make sure you're subscribed down below. Make sure you're clicking that thumbs up and leave a comment about whatever. If you think there's something that can be improved on this video, if you think there's something that is really great or really bad, again, let me know so I can improve the videos for you guys. That's why they're here. They're for you guys to help you guys learn, okay? We'll move on to XEL. XEL's got an inside bar as well. We can look for calls at 68.94, puts at 66.84. The targets are marked out for you guys. Top of the wick for calls, bottom of the wicks for puts. We move on to Alibaba. So Alibaba, 2 up red. We look for puts at 69.31, first targets. And second target marked out, you notice it's at the top of the wick. That is because, you notice how these candles are all, there's no space in between here. It's just, there's no gap. Okay, so this line fills in everything here. But here, between this red 2 and this green 2, there's no candle, no wick in between here. So that's what we call a gap. And we have that. Our targets are the tops of the wicks to fill that gap. Okay, that gap fill becomes our target. And then the next one would be the bottom of that candle. We'll go on to LTHM. LTHM, 2 up red, shooter candle. We're going to look for puts at 33.30. There's that first gap target I was talking about before. And the next one is down here at 31.09. Guys, at the end of this video, in the top right-hand corner, there's going to be a playlist to show you what happens when we gap up in the morning like this. So this candle on Friday opened up above this candle, okay? It opened right here, okay? So we gapped above. We call that the morning gap. If you want to know how to play those, that video set in the top right-hand corner will show you guys how to play those. So make sure you're checking those out. And in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a learning tool playlist for you guys to help you really immerse yourself into this strategy. Because the more time you spend on it, the easier it's going to become. It's going to be like reading a book. I have guys in the Griswold Gold Room, G-Man and South Floyd Strat. Those guys, for the last probably 2 weeks, have been putting up consistent gains. And they're 50% plus. And I tell you what, those gains would they more than pay for those guys' memberships at the cost of what they are. Today, South Floyd Strat, he was 36% on his portfolio. Plus, he gained 33% on his complete portfolio. And G-Man, that guy has been rocking it out for the last 2 weeks. He's been posting consistent gains since we had our one-on-one. And I don't know if it was because of that or if he's just like a really good trader, but he's doing superb. A ton of really, really good gains from those 2 guys. So congrats to you guys, and keep it up. Keep up the work, guys. Keep posting that stuff. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Good luck trading on Monday. I hope you guys are green. Be careful off of those opens. Like Rob Smith says, you can let them open up. If you're having issues, trade intraday, guys, okay, with time frame continuity. Good luck, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.